Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Something Cafe podcast. I'm your host, Celestino Dooley, and, Sid. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I just take a drink out of the Something Cafe branded mug that you could find at the online store in the description, along with all the other links? Yeah, I just did. Now, before we get started, let me just say that I'm not saying the battle has been lost, but there is a battle happening right now. I'm not saying the battle's been lost or won yet, but I will say that um, that we are in tandem right now, almost like a Christmas Day truce, like the old history books say. What happened, you might ask? Why am I a little sweaty? I was almost gonna sit down to start recording. It's currently 3:27 right now. Little later than usual, but hey, that's all right. I was gonna sit down to start recording, and all of a sudden, I have this nice black and white picture painting. I don't know what you want to call it. It was this nice black and white piece of art that I got from it was either Goodwill or Ross. But I have it hanging in my kitchen. I had being passed for all my English learners. I had it hanging in my kitchen. It is currently on the floor of my kitchen, and it is still there because I refuse to go pick it up, because as I rounded the corner of my kitchen, which you might not know, but my kitchen is, I'm looking at it now, it's genuinely 5 feet by 5 feet, even if, even that might be a little generous of a measurement, but it is not a big kitchen. So when you step past the wall, you are in the kitchen, and you are also like inches away from the wall. And as I passed the little part of the wall that does protrude out, I look up at where the picture was, and there is a roach. Now, I'm not saying the roach knocked off the painting, but I'm saying the roach knocked off the painting by accident. Sloppy work, perhaps. I am assuming the painting was hanging on by a thread. I'm guessing. I think I had it on just like a wall tack. So maybe it was like that close to like falling off, but and a roach just bumping it knocked it off. But what else could it be? Because when I looked at where it was once hanging, there is a roach there. If this roach survives and goes back to the regime, he'll probably be dishonorably discharged just because of the sloppy work that has taken place today. It is a small roach. It's like a small tan roach. I'm assuming it's a scout recon roach, maybe recon roach. I'm guessing it's doing its job right now in scouting, and it's doing a lousy job. If you know, if you ask me, it's already made its presence known. I do not have visual, because I refuse to round that corner, because it's either I'm away from the kitchen and I can't see it, or I go past that corner and I am inches. My face is within inches of where it was, and that's a. I would rather go with the former. That's a battle that I'm not ready to fight yet, because I am terrified of roaches. If roaches were slow, I wouldn't be as bothered. But they're not. Them bitches fast. Um I where was I last night? Gosh, I was at a lot of places yesterday. I can't remember. Maybe it was in my dream. I don't know, but I remember coming across a roach yesterday. The gas station. That's where I was. Yes, yes. There was a roach at the Wawa, and yeah, that bitch was fast. So that's what makes them scary, man. It's not that they got little pincers on them or nothing. It's not that they, you know, I've never I've never even seen a centipede in the wild. Like I know in some of the more western northern states, I know they got centipedes, and like in Arizona they got scorpions and stuff like that. Like them are real threats, and even centipedes. I think centipedes are cool, but that's because I've never found one in my house, right? So it's a little bit of political bias going on. Um, but the battle's not over. I have thrown 4 towels, a couple spurts of the raid can at the vicinity, although I still do not have visual, so I've not been able to take the shot. Um, yeah, roaches, if they weren't as fast as they are, and I don't know. I don't know what, because when I first got here, I knew about roaches. Like we didn't have any up in we don't have roaches in Illinois. At least I've never. I mean, I lived in Illinois for 18 years. I've never seen a roach, but um, I knew that I was going to be facing roaches when I moved down here. And I've run into a lot of bugs, snakes, frogs, bats. But I was pretty confident about the roach situation. Pretty confident. And when I got down here and I faced my first couple of roaches, I was fine. But the more roaches you face, the more you start to fear them. Pretty sure Winston Churchill said that. Because at my old apartment, listeners, at my old apartment, I don't know what was going on. Uh the apartment I was at before this one was so freaking nice. It was genuinely it was a luxury complex. Giant pool, well-kept palm trees, huge patios, big gym. Like it was a genuine luxury. Like it was. I'm not just calling it. Look, the title, and I get that complexes. They have to make themselves seem cool, like cooler than they are. But this was a genuine, by definition, luxury complex, and we lived on the third floor, and yet we had roaches like you can't even imagine. It's probably because I had a bum roommate. I had two roommates living there at all times. It was a three bed, two bath. I had the master bedroom with the master bathroom. Score. I paid a little bit more for that because I called dibs on it first. Score. Best decision I've ever made. Genuinely, I seriously don't think I would have enjoyed as much of my college experience as I would have if I didn't call dibs in the Snapchat group chat first on the master bedroom, because I had one bum roommate, and then the other one was great. Um and then the great one left to swap out for another really good roommate, but then moving out made that relationship rocky. Still don't know why. Um, weird, weird stuff. Stuff that like you know, I talk about not liking confrontation, but there's certain things in my life that have happened that would usually, like, you would think would make me extremely uncomfortable to talk about it, but the curiosity and the confidence is outweighing the discomfort. The curiosity of, like, I don't even care if this conversation is awkward. I just want to know what you think went wrong, right? Like, he said that I had to get my mom to move me out, and I left him basically homeless and blah blah, which is not the truth at all. But I've talked with some people who are kind of playing the messenger between me and him, and they say he says that, that I had to get my mom to move me out, and I couldn't do it myself, and I had to get my mom to kind of face him and his girl, because I wasn't man enough to tell them I wanted to leave. It's like, that's not what happened at all. Um, but I don't even have the chance to tell him that because he's blocked me on everything. It's weird, man. It's like one. It's like, again. It's one of those things where if you hear it from his perspective, obviously I'm the one who's in the wrong. That's just the bias you get when you talk to one side or you talk to the other side. But I would like to think that my confidence in the confrontation, I would like to think that the fact that I would, like, literally right now willingly let him into my home just so we could talk about it, I would like to think that confidence should be enough to prove that I am not playing dumb. I know I did nothing wrong, and I'm a nice enough guy to just try to understand his side. You know, so I don't know, but he is a pretty cool dude. I'm not gonna lie. I do miss being friends with him, but hey, sometimes people do some stupid things, and he did this. He did this stupid thing of letting whatever narrative he wrote himself. He did the stupid thing of believing it and thinking I did something on purpose or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. It wasn't me. So I don't know. But I would genuinely like to talk to him and be like, dude, I don't even know why you're mad at me, man. If it's a genuine reason and I hear you out, then I'll give you a genuine apology. Genuinely. That's not fiction. I'm not just saying it to say it. Like, I don't know. But I that was a little derail. There's a little taste into my exciting life. Um, still looking over at the kitchen to see if I can. Still looking at the kitchen to see if I can see the roach. That little bastard trying to come into my house, eat my crumbs, and he's the recon roach because he was way too small to be the offensive roach. When you start seeing the defensive roaches, that is you lose when they bring out the defense roaches. But right now they've only just sent in the scouts, the recon roaches. So I think we're in the clear, but I know he's still in here. I haven't caught him. I'm too much of a I'm too freaked out by them. I can't. So I took the handle of my late and great vacuum cleaner that I broke last week. I took I still have like the really long handle because that was the only piece that fit into that 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 couldn't fit into a trash bag. Um, and I put a couple of like sticky adhesive pads on the end of it. So I was like, I assume like I looked like what I assume the cavemen before us looked like when we first discovered fire. Like I had really bad posture, kind of craning my neck, trying to look over at the kitchen, holding the stick, like. You know, like I don't, I can't assume I looked too different from our ancestors, but oh, that bitch scared the shit out of me, man. I don't even, and I want to do stuff in my kid, like I want to do the dishes after this, but I can't. I can't go in my kitchen. I might just have to take the GoPro, put it on a stick, and then do a little James Bond looking at the mirror to see down the hallway maneuver. Cause I don't do roaches, man. It's their speed. Because you know within a second if they can crawl on you, it will happen in a second. It's their speed. It's their speed and then how thick they are. There's nothing on them that can hurt you. But it's something about just how thick of a bug it is, which makes the fear that much worse. Because you know it's just this big old thick little freaking chunk of you know of just body and goo and like little intestines and nerves and blood and crunchy exoskeleton and crunchy legs and crunchy body, crunchy shell, crunchy wings on this little Wendy's chicken nugget, you know, of a living of a living creature, you know. You know, God only had 7 days, man. He rested on the seventh. Hey, far be it from me if I built the earth and everything in it in 6 days, I would need to take some PTO too. No, I'm not saying God makes mistakes, but I'm saying God definitely had to look twice when he made roaches. You know what I mean, he said it is he said it's good. He said every single thing was well and good. But when he looked over at the roaches, you know, he had St. John kind of put a comma at the end of that verse because he kind of had to think, was it all good? Hmm? I don't know. I'm just saying, God, I believe in you and I love you. I'm I'm just saying that one was still waiting to understand that one. I've understood a lot more radical things from you, but roaches, gonna need some more patience to understand that choice, God. I don't know what was well with that. You're resting on Sunday knowing you just created roaches. Hey, I get it. But I guess we all got to have a bad batch. You know what I mean? You pick 100 apples. There's got to be two of them that are bad, that are rotten. You make 3,000 animals in one day. It's got to be probably 100 that are a little rotten. So, um, yeah, So I have my weapon on top of my trash can with the little adhesive pads under it, and I keep looking over there. It was up on the wall, but I'm looking at the floor to see if it changed positions. Because again, this is a recon roach, so it's his job to be where you least expect him to be. I didn't even get to my point. We had a ton of roaches in the luxury apartment. That's like a classic something cafe moment right there, man. Talking about roaches, and I go on a whole rant about my ex roommate and this and that and God, you know. Back up. I said all that to say we had a ton of roaches, man. This the complex that I'm in now is a lot of a shittier complex. Trust me. Trust me. This place is a dump compared to where I was living. My place is nice. My place is clean, right? I guess not clean enough. I got a damn scout in my house, but my place is nice. Like not because of what it is, but just because I take care of it, right? Um but outside we got some real interesting folks out there, man. Some real interesting folks. Um we had like glue traps like everywhere in the old apartment. I had a trap. The guys would make fun of me for it, but I'm like, hey, you're not going to be laughing when these things start catching stuff. I'm not kidding. I had a glue trap in probably every crevice of the house. If it was the corner of a wall, under furniture, in the corners of the wall, in a closet that was in the corner, everything. I had a trap in every corner, and guess what? I would do a little lap around the house every Sunday to go change them out, or at least check them to see if I needed to change them out. Every single Sunday, no less than 3 to 4 roaches every single Sunday I found in the traps combined. At most, I once had 4 roaches in a single trap. Um, and I really thought that this place was going to be even worse because it's a lot more of a dump than the last one. But no, I've seen 2 roaches in here, and the scout is number 2. So I've been in here for a little over a year now. I'd like to think that's a pretty good record. Pretty good record. So and honestly, I think it came from the bum roommate. I don't even care if he hears this. He's not. But even if for some reason he did, like he knows it. Like it was bad. That boy was a special case. And honestly, I mean, I wouldn't be that surprised if I found out somehow that the only reason we had so many roaches was just because of him, and if he wasn't there, we would have 0 because he was just a mess. But hey, brother is hopefully doing better. I know he's back home, so hey, I wish good graces on everybody that has bothered me. You hear that? I've had 3 roommates. The first one was just awesome. Never did anything wrong to me. But the last 2, hey, listen, you two. I hope you guys are doing well. No hard feelings, but shoot, you made things hard, brother. That's why I got my own place, which is awesome, and I have 2 new roommates, Lars and Larry. Larry is currently trying to suckle milk out of Lars's nipple, and Lars is a man. Figure out that science, Bill Nye. Show me, show me your work on that one. I bet God could explain that somehow. I think God made Larry with a little bit of the short bus syndrome in him, because every time I come home, he's trying to suck milk out of out of Lars's teat, and Lars don't even got teats. Lars is just a dude with Lars is just a dude with prominent nipples. A little bit of the P and S. Lars has got a little of the P and S, the prominent nipple syndrome. That's what Lars has got. And it ain't even brother's fault. Born with a little bit of P and S, man. Shoot, brother, I've got a little bit of P and S. Lord knows my chest looks like 2/3 of the pyramids of Egypt. You know, I've got some real pointy SpaceX rockets on my chesticles, brother. I got a little bit of that PNS, prominent nipple syndrome. I got the PTS. I got prominent titty syndrome, man. I got dude. You know, what can you do? What can you do? I've been losing weight though. I don't know if I'll ever get rid of the PNS, just because it's kind of one of those things where it's like I've had pyramid boobs my entire childhood and life, that even when I did, or even when I do lose all of the weight, I think something's still going to be there. You know, a little bit of Joji glimpse of us on the breast situation. But you know, I've gotten used to it. People with a little less dudes with a little less self-awareness will still do the thing that every dude does to fat dudes, is they'll go up and try to pinch their fat freaking boob. When people do, because there's still sometimes dudes that do that to me now, and they're not trying to be mean. If you're not a dude, if you're a woman listening to this and you think that's weird, it is, but it's just kind of, I've never done it, because every time people do it to me, it makes me want to off myself, but hey, I get it. That's just a common thing among dudes and their fat friends. Women, if you didn't know that before, you know that now. So, um, yeah, man. You know what, man? I once had oh man, when I might have already told this story. It's been 34 episodes. Goodness. Yeah, man. Episode 34, man. We've got a guest coming on next week, hopefully. I keep saying that, but that's because I don't know if I said this on the pod already, but I had two guests lined up for the last two episodes, but they both bailed on me because they weren't really real people. Which sounds offensive, and honestly, it probably is a little rude, but it's also what do you want me to do? It's not people who do anything. It's just two guys that I met at the cafe that were like, dude, when are you gonna have me on the pod, man? And I'm like, whenever, dude. I mean, that's what I love about this podcast, is I will have anybody on. You don't gotta be some special you don't gotta be some specialist in whatever you do. You don't have to have a career in something. No, I will have any dude come on here. Any person. Uh I think that'd make for a fun conversation, just to have a stranger on here. But then I was like, yeah, this Saturday morning. They're like, okay, bet, dude, oh, sweet. But then they'll text me the next day when that facade of confident bro drops. Because at the cafe, they're like, dude, yeah, man, dude, we're gonna pot it up, bruh. We're gonna pot it up. Yeah, bro, you're gonna have me on the freaking pod. We're gonna tell freaking stories and stuff about girls and football and beer and stuff. Huh? But then the next day they shoot me a text, and the text, this is, both of them did this. The next day they shoot me a text, and the text says, "Hey, so what are we gonna talk about?" And I'm like, whatever you want." They're like, "But I don't really know what we would talk about. I mean, I don't really have anything." I'm like, "That's okay, fine. You don't think I like this is my show. Like I'm gonna do my best to make sure I get an episode out of it, but I'm just gonna make conversation. I'm good at that. Why are you, when you asked me if you could be on my show, and you know, I'm not saying that's a bold move, but I'm saying it takes a little bit of confidence. At least I would like to think so. I would be nervous asking someone, "Hey, can I like be on your show?" You know, you asked me. When you asked me, you were all like, "Yeah, dude, it's gonna be a freaking movie, dude. Dude, it's gonna be freaking drinking, smashing beers, man. It's sweet and the girls in the freaking butts, man. Girls with butts and boobs. I like girls, man." And then the next day, you text me like, um, I'm getting a little nervous. I I I don't know what to talk about. Um, so what should we like, dude? Where is this coming from? I can't stand people like that, man. I can't stand it. You you are only asking me to be on my podcast, hoping I said no because you don't have anything to bring, but you want to seem interesting. I don't know. I could be overreading it, but that's how I see it. Is like, why would you even ask to be on my pod if the next day you're gonna be all like, "Oh, what are we gonna talk about? What the heck, man?" You know what? I'm gonna take a sip. I mean, as far as I know, this freaking this cockroach has more balls than you do, man. This cockroach has been more of a guest on the podcast than you have. Like, I don't get it. And people that stand me up too. Both of these guys. The first one stood like true and blue the definition of standing someone up. Like, I had everything ready, I had the lights ready, I had the camera ready, I had, I was having someone, like this is someone coming over to my house, so I was like, okay, let me put some blue cleaner in the toilet, let me scrub this, let me light these candles, like when I have people over, whoever it is, like, obviously, like, let's make the house like, because when it's just me, I clean, but like I don't feel the need to Febreze it up and do candles and stuff. But when guests come over, whoever it is, I want to make the place smell nice, and so I busted my ass getting all that ready, and then the start time came around. It's funny because like when it's episodes by myself, I will I take the morning pretty easy. I woke up. The first thing I did when I woke up was hop my computer because I was playing a game last night, and I was like, man, I can't end this now, but I need to get to bed. So I just paused it, went to bed, woke up this morning, finished it. Uh, and then I got in the shower, and then I clean up a little bit of this, I cleaned up a little bit of that, oh, Larry got into this again, let me clean this up. Oh, I forgot to fold these socks. It's already 12, I might as well make myself lunch, so I make a little frozen pizza, eat the whole thing watching YouTube. I messed around on Chat GPT a little bit, and then I got started at at like 3. But when I have a guest, like I make it very, very clear to them, like 11, 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. Be here. We don't have to start at 11 a.m. But I just ask you because I want to get it rolling at 12. Because after we get the mic set up and the levels checked and the lights good, I want to start going at 12, 2 hours, 2 o'clock, and then I have enough time to, maybe visit with them afterwards, say goodbye to them, and then I sit down at the desk and I start getting the files ready for Evan. But but um but yeah, like when it's by myself, I don't have that strict of a start time. I tell myself I'm gonna start at 11, but hey, again, like I'm gonna be eating lunch at some point today. If it's before or after the pod, I might as well eat it before I'm feeling hungry. Uh, and then instead of eating after the pod, I get that much more of a head start on you know the files and everything. I don't really have a cold. I don't know why I'm feeling a little stuffy. Feeling a little stuffy. Um, how has the week been? Good. I had an interview yesterday. I can't really share that many details, just given the fact that I've got people in my life that have to do with work and whatnot, probably listening. But I'm not. It's for the same company, I'm trying to do a little moving, not house wise, just like metaphorically. Just want to do a little moving. Things have been getting a little stressful at work. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. Things have been getting a little hard. You know what I mean? Have you like bad work experiences? What is that for you? Right? I wish I could hear. I wish I could hear you right now because I want to ask some people that isn't just my mom about how to deal with just bad work experiences. It's complicated, and again, I won't and can't share a lot because I've never said where I work. All I've said I work at a hospital. Um, I will not be making any details public ever. But yeah, man, it gets a little tough in the situation that I'm in right now. And let me ask you this, right? What's the difference of letting go and like what's the difference between letting go and not worrying about it and just taking a look at yourself and saying, "Hey, it's all right, it's all good." What's the difference between that and complacency? Huh? Like what's the difference of that? Because I've got stuff at work happening right now that like like that everyone's saying I should just it's not that big of a deal. Don't worry about it, buddy. Just let it go. Do your job and blah blah blah. And hey, it's all right when it hits 2:30 p.m. you are out and you don't got to worry about it. Well, okay, is that a wolf in sheep's clothing or is that an actual sheep, right? I mean, seriously, what do you think? Hmm? Cuz for me, that's a wolf in wolf's clothing. Like that's just I never let my stress surface. I stress, trust me, but I never let it surface like in the environment. It's surfacing right now cuz it's my job to talk. I mean, this is what the whole point of this is. But when I'm in the environment, I don't ever let it surface until I'm in an environment where I can let it surface. The break room, talking to my buddies after work, before work, when the boss isn't there. But 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 when it's happening, I don't ever let it surface. Does it take me a good 10 minutes to cool off in the bathroom and try not to, punch the wall? Once or twice this last week, but is that me caring too much? Right? Because where's that line of what's the difference of caring too much and just being a good employee? Hmm? Does a great employee care too much? Hmm? Think about that. Is a side effect of being an exquisite employee, is a side effect of that caring too much? Does caring too much is caring too much what makes you a great employee? I'm too young to know. I've got people in my life that I can ask and I can get answers from now. But I'm too young to know. I'm too young to be dealing with some of this stuff, man. And not in a way that's like I'm too young for this, don't bother me type of deal. No, cuz that's arrogant. I'm saying I'm too young to deal with this stuff as in I should be dealing with some of this, but not as often as I am currently. Like, this is good life experience, but if it's every single day, I guess that's just going to make me stronger. I don't know. But the way things are going right now at work, let me just end it at this. They are doing a really good job trying to turn me into an employee that doesn't care. Take that as take that as you will. Take that as you will. So, been kind of a stressful week, but yesterday was a pretty eventful day. Woke up, went to work, um, left work an hour early to go do this interview. The interview went well. They said they're still interviewing, even though a couple of my co-workers told me that man, I'm so stuffy. A couple of my coworkers said if they're asking me to come in person, it means I got the job. I am way too smart to think that's right. You know what I mean? It's not it until it is. You can you can copy and paste that sucker to everything. It's I, not it. INIUII. IUI. It's not INIUII. I little bit of I a little bit of I and IUII. It's not it until it is. Okay? If they don't say it word for word exactly, then it's not it. No one's told me I have the job yet. No one has told me they're going to send me the offer yet. So you cannot there's nothing to be upset about, but there's also nothing to be excited about. Don't get excited. Don't be upset, right? Because like now you're teetering on the anxiety aspect of it, where it's like you could lean one way, where it's like, oh well, they said they're still interviewing, so I guess I didn't get the job. But then you can also go a little too far on the other side and say, oh, while like they wouldn't ask me to come in person if they weren't gonna hire me, you know. So no, like don't you can't fall on either side because you're gonna be wrong both times. It's kind of like that saying like whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. It's like no, like stay in the middle, pretend like nothing happened and continue with your life until you get that definitive answer, yes or no, and then feel whatever comes next, you know? But yeah. Okay, so I got done with the interview. I came home, I played some video games and then which I've been enjoying recently. And I think I've touched on this in a previous episode, but just trying to enjoy games and stuff is a little what or was a little hard in the last couple of years or so, just because being in my beginning 20s, it's like you kind of take on the facade of needing to drop everything childish, which you don't really. Drop everything that's childish that isn't important, but everything else, I think video games are important for me because that's like a huge thing that lets me calm down at the end of the day, or cool off, relax, right? Like that's a huge relax thing for me is video games. So I've been playing a lot of Risk of Rain 2 by myself, with Evan, our editor. Um, so that's been nice. And then after that, I went and I hosted open mic at Elevate Cava in Maitland, Florida. So shout out to them. Got a little bit of their sauce in the cup right now. Um, how are the medications going? Good. We are 2 weeks into the new antidepressant, and waiting on one to get approved by the insurance to start coming in. That will be one for anxiety. So it'll be the first time ever that I've taken an anxiety medication. Well, what's the difference of an antidepressant and an anxiety medication? Bitch, I don't know, but I do know they are different. Depression and anxiety are two completely different things. And honestly, my mom has said to me in the past, she thinks I don't have as much depression as I think. She says that she thinks it's more anxiety, which I agree. I think my lack of motivation isn't coming from actual physical tiredness, even though I'm not a bastion of health myself, but really just because I'm way too anxious to do certain things that seem so simple. Dude, I could do 4 episodes on the things that I think are affected by my anxiety, and it'll fill 2 whole episodes, 4 whole episodes. So waiting for that one to come in. I am really try to figure out if I'm feeling the new medication yet or not. It's hard to tell because when you go from one antidepressant to another, it's like yes, you should feel a difference because it is a new medication, but at the same time, like it's still they're still doing the same job, just in 2 different methods. So, am I gonna feel it yet or not? I shouldn't feel it yet, but soon maybe. I don't know. I don't know. So, um, other than that, let's see. I have a psychiatrist now, so that's interesting. Pretty intense appointment. It was a little odd. Let me tell you why. Because I've never had I'm gonna say appointment with air quotes, because appointment could mean therapist, doctor's office, psychiatrist. When I say appointment, I'm referring to a medical conversation about my mental health. If it's therapy, doctor, psychiatrist. I've never had an appointment about my mental health that wasn't a conversation. What do I mean by that? I This is the first time I've ever seen a psychiatrist, so I wasn't this was all going to be new to me. But I definitely wasn't expecting it to be as beat to beat to beat as I realized it was. Like I get in, he's like it's this doctor, it's this psychiatrist. I'm assuming it's this he's this Indian doctor with some sort of autism, probably because he wouldn't keep eye contact, which I don't either. Lord knows I've got a little bit Lord knows I've got a little bit of the tism running through my veins, but I can keep eye contact when I want to. I will avert eye contact when I am feeling anxious or whatever. But when I want to keep eye contact, I will stare holes through the back of people's heads. And people have said this to me before, like when when I'm serious or I'm trying to figure something out, or I'm trying to hear someone out, or get the truth from someone, or if I'm taking something seriously, whatever, I will stare two perfectly rounded holes through the front, middle, and back of their skull. Um, but with this guy, like I said, I've never had a conversation about my mental health that was like as what's the term, like medical, I guess, or matter of fact. It's like hi, hello, good evening, doctor. Hello, nice to meet you. Well, so let's get right into the questions. Have you ever been raped? Sorry, have you ever been raped? Trauma, sexual trauma, touched? No, no, no. Okay. Have you ever been shot, injured, or harmed with any sharp instrument such as a knife? No, no, I can't. No, no. Okay, gotcha. Have you ever been threatened? Threatened physically or verbally, sexually? Have you ever? Has everyone ever threatened to take your life or said that they were going to take your life at any point? No, 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 no. I've never ran into that. Okay, okay, gotcha. Um, uh, Opioids, drug use, heroin, methamphetamines, cocaine, whippets, empty whipped cream cans, any abuse or addiction on that? No, no. I drink kratom tea. I have caffeine, and and I have a condition where I am attracted to women that are about the same weight as I am, with darker skin. And he's like, okay, common. And just like going like question to question, just like, have you ever been raped? No, 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 never. It was just very out of the gate, which, and I think I talked more than I should have. Not saying I was being a nuisance, but just, I was nervous, man. I was freaking nervous, dude. Coming in and throwing all these questions out, and then after all of this, all these question, he looks to me and says, "Okay, so what is your issue? What's my issue? Yes. What's your what do you think is wrong with the way that you are, or something like that?" I'm just like, well, shoot, where do I start? Let's see. I was born I've never met or talked with someone that was just like, because I mean, it's a therapist's job to like hear every single point every single beat of the story, right? Like that's their job. Their job is to learn the most they can about you and then use that knowledge and their knowledge to then combat whatever I've got going on. So I probably talked more than I needed to because around the end he was kind of starting to do like the rushing language, like, yep, okay. So, and then I would start talking again. I don't know, dude. I was freaking nervous. He was like, now you have it seems that I'm watching you now. You have a physical and verbal tick. Is that caused by any trauma or whatever? I said, nope, Tourette syndrome. He was like, and you are officially diagnosed with that. And I said, I think, I think so. Because that's the thing. He asked me that, and I was like, "Huh. I guess I've never really like I've been just I mom and dad told me I was diagnosed with Tourette's when I was like a baby, and uh obviously like from then on I was like okay, cool. But I've never had a doctor personally tell me, you have Tourette's. Like I've had doctors say like, right, and with the Tourette's does it blah blah blah, right? But I've never had one actually say to me, you have Tourette syndrome. But I obviously do. Like a low diagnosis, but I do. You know what I mean? Like the 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 quick diagnosis, and this is not health advice or not meant to be taken as a serious diagnosis, but the quick and the definition of a quick diagnosis for Tourette's is very simple. One must have two at least two motor ticks and one vocal tick, which I have 100 motor ticks and one vocal tick being my stutter. So I don't know, but yeah, and then he was talking about all of the services that practice does, like ketamine and magnets in the brain and blah blah blah. And he talked about it for like 10 minutes, and I kind of got a little pissed off because I was sitting there and I'm just thinking like, all right, are you a doctor or are you a salesman? Because the dude rushed through the dude dinged off the rape questions like like this was his regular at home conversations. But when he got to what they do, he's like, oh, it's a wonderful thing. So customer blah 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 blah. I'm just like, okay, dude, are you a psychiatrist or are you a salesman? Because what do we got? You've got a lot of pretty you've got a lot of pretty girls out there at the front desk that can be sales women to me as much as they want. They could sell me a bag of freaking dirt. But I don't want I want to hear what you offer, but even though I don't know how this is supposed to go, I have a hunch that this feels weird. I don't know. But after that conversation, he went through all the medications that I am currently prescribed. He was like, "Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Don't like that. Why are you on that? Okay. Uh-huh. No. I don't want you on that anymore. Take that one off. Okay. Uh-huh. Fine. And you've been doing this one for how long? 4 years. 4 years? Uh-huh. Okay, I'm gonna change that. Yep, no more of that one. We're gonna do this one now. You're gonna take this much, and it's gonna be this. Okay, and then I'm gonna give you something new. So I'm gonna give you benzodiazepine, economy, ectomy, lectomy, bectomy. That's gonna be doing this for you. It's gonna kick in about a week, and I'm gonna give you this many doses. Okay, all right, bye. I'm just like, I guess I'll go. Guess I'll go stop by Walgreens and pick up my new cocktail. You know what I mean, brother? Shoot, man. I was like, and then I left, and the pretty girl said bye, gave me a jolly rancher, and I was out the door. Like Like, all right, wow, that's I'm glad insurance covers this because that felt like okay, look, I'm not trying to be rude. That was a genuine practice. Like what he did and that whole operation, they did their job. They got my info. He prescribed me some stuff, but as I was leaving, I'm just like, that felt like a really weird first date with a autistic Indian doctor. So, yeah, I don't know. Let me show you guys Larry. Larry, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Hi, Larry. Hasn't he gotten a little bit bigger since the last time you guys saw him? Look at him. Look at how pretty he is. Look how handsome he is. He is still in. Larry's still in that phase where he's still a little scared of me. Lars was in this. Lars was the same way. I've had Larry for a couple of months now. I don't know how long I've had Larry, but I've had him for a couple of months, and yeah, he is still a little scared of me. A little, he doesn't want to be cuddled or held. Lars will on purpose come up while I'm laying in bed and come lay. Lars will lay on my stomach, and if I'm on my phone, he will take his paw and push my phone down until I start petting him. But Larry is still a little abrasive towards me. But hey, he's gonna drop that soon, aren't you, buddy? Aren't you, buddy? You want to say something to the peoples? Meow. I love you. I love you. Now go suck on Lars's nipple. I love Larry. Do I got fur on me now? Just a little bit. Larry's so cute. Yeah, he's still a little skimmish of me, but hey, that's always going to be the case. Like I said, Lars can't get off of me now, but he used to be that way too. Larry's still a kitten. Aren't you, Larry? Aren't you, Larry? Handsome man. So yeah, he's still a kitten. So he's a little skittish. I'm gonna look up this video I want to show y'all. Really, really funny video that I found. Let me just preface this with, I am not playing this to offend anybody or anybody's views, but if you are offended by me showing this, I do not care, because if this video was actually funny and it was about Trump, I would probably watch it too. But I love this video. I saw this and I thought this was just hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So this is a video called Kamala's Promises by Freedom Tunes on YouTube. The link to the video will be in the description of this episode. But I saw this on social media. I haven't actually watched the full thing, but I wanted to watch it with you guys. I think it's a great animation and really funny. So yeah, let's go ahead and watch this. Kamala's Promises by Freedom Tunes.
Let me tell you guys about I have a plan.
That laugh is perfect.
An incredible plan to lower inflation. If you like me, inflation is gone.
Wow.
That's incredible.
It's true, I am.
Why can't you just do it now?
Next topic, the border.
If you if you like me, I've got a plan to stop all the border crossings.
Amazing.
What a leader.
Visionary.
Why can't you start on that now?
Next question. What do you plan to do about the war in Ukraine?
Oh, I'm gonna fix the war. The war's gotta be fixed.
Truly amazing.
You can do that?
Sent from the heavens, she is.
You had 4 years to do that. Why can't you do that now? Why haven't you done that? You won't do anything because you don't care about the American people.
No, we cannot do everything all at once. Patience is needed.
What if we tax people selling their homes at 44%?
The time for action is out.
That's funny. That's just funny, man. I love he nailed the laugh. I don't want to talk politics on this podcast, but man, that's just funny right there. Every single time she talks. You don't even like this. And then his line where he was like, if you're for me, then you're for freedom. Laugh. Oh, man. That's funny. That's funny. I was trying to look up like recent news before I started recording just to see what we can talk about. I don't even know why I try. I don't even know why I try. All I googled was recent news. Just to find something interesting to talk about. Something. The top 6 top stories that Google wants me to talk about. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Let's talk about Georgia school shooting suspect expected to face more charges as account ... How about heads of CIA and MI6 say world order under threat not seen since Cold War? If that one doesn't scratch that itch, how about 3.5 magnitude earthquake strikes Ontario, USGS says. Kamala Harris's pain-free U.S. election campaign faces first crunch moment. If none of those do it for you, how about a light topic? How about Pakistani man in Canada charged with planned mass shooting of Jewish new ... And if that was 0 for 5 for you, how about this last real this is the home run. This is the magnum opus of top news stories for podcasts for me to talk about. They truly knew what to tell me to talk about when they brought me the headline of this. Let's get into it. Dick Cheney is voting for Kamala Harris, Liz Cheney says. Google, baby girl, you know me so well. I could not think of worse shit to talk about. Seriously, recent news, and that's what you give me. But then, when you put in recent news happy, which I hate that I have to even specify that. Let's check this out. Good news, the Good News Hub. Well, this looks nice. Hero abandoned dog saves 38 other animals and is then adopted herself. Aw, that's nice. Wind energy surpasses gas in electricity generation in the European Union in 2023. Not even going to try to pretend like I understand what that means. Meet the 110-year-old Sudanese refugee, Fatima, who is helping other women achieve financial freedom. That's sweet. Man keeps alive language, though thought to be extinct. Well, that's sweet. See, this is good. This is good news. Kind-hearted students raising money so their teacher's wife can have heart surgery. Oh, that's sweet. Asteroid mining could clean up Earth's mining industry. All right, that seems a little fictional. But hey, I will leave a link to the Good News Hub in the description of this episode, so you guys can go check that out. The last thing I wanted to talk about, because we still have some Am I the Assholes to do, but the last thing I wanted to show y'all was this abomination. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to watch, and I need to talk over it a couple times for fair use purposes. So fair use, Warner Bros. But we are going to watch the official trailer, the official teaser trailer for the upcoming 2025 movie with Jack Black and Jason Momoa, a Minecraft movie. Fair use. I am skeptical.
Right this way!
The cast looks horrible.
What the hell?
That looks fine.
Anything you can dream about here, you can make.
The Nether looks great. Jack Black.
Who are you?
I am Steve.
Hated that. Absolutely hated that.
Okay.
This guy is such a tool bag.
This is horrible. That was...
Right this way!
This is going to be atrocious. This is going to be oh my gosh, I cannot believe that. I can't believe it. I can't. That movie looks so bad. They didn't just screw the pooch on that. I mean, that is genuinely... That's not good. That's just not. It should be animated. Like, the whole thing should just be animated. The same animation that they did for every animal that you saw in that movie should just be the characters. And it would be fine if Jack Black voiced it, like, and Jason Momoa voiced it. But why is it live action with CGI? Why? That is horrible. The cast looks stupid. They had to just like, oh, how do we have to find 4 people that couldn't look more different from each other and make this cast with actors we don't know, and then Jason Momoa in there for some reason. Jason Momoa looks retarded. You know. Jack Black playing Steve, that sucks. It would have been cooler if Jason Momoa was playing. It honestly would probably... It still wouldn't have been good, but I think what could have made it better if Jason Momoa was playing Steve and Jack Black was playing this other random character that Jason Momoa is actually playing. Because Jack Black is just gonna... Look, Jack Black is great. He's great. He's famous for a reason. but he's getting to Adam Sandler levels. And honestly, Jack Black has already been in the Adam Sandler level for a while now, where it's like, I almost want to say, and this might be too offensive, I almost want to say Jack Black is getting to Jeff Goldblum levels. I didn't mean to drop that one, but I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I almost think he's getting to Jeff Goldblum levels, where Jack Black just plays Jack Black in every movie, and it's just this annoying same character. That was bad. That was really bad. Borderland. Okay, so Borderlands was a flop. I called it. I was talking about the episode where I talked about the Borderlands movie came out before the movie actually came out. I was talking about the trailer and the cast, and I was completely vindicated. What a flop. Let me see. Budget and revenue, global and United States for Borderlands movie. Let's take a look. Goodness, this is wow. The breakdown of the Borderlands movie. Now, I called this from the start, like I just said. This is incredible. This is per a couple of sources. Wow. The budget for the Borderlands movie was reportedly $145 million. That is $115 million for production costs. So cameras, makeup, effects, practical effects, production, lights. Half of that went to Kevin Hart. The third quarter of that went to Jamie Lee Curtis, and then, $115 million for production costs, and only this is reportedly $30 million for marketing. I don't know about that. Usually the rule with this is you double the production costs, and that and that second figure being the exact same number as the production costs is what it is for marketing. That is the universal rule. 30 million seems incredibly low just in comparison to what the production costs were. Now, if this is true, is that the culprit? I'm not sure, because I was seeing those ads everywhere. I don't think they're marketing. I just 30 million 30 million is a lot. I'm not saying that's not a lot, but I'm saying in conjunction to 115 million production costs, 30 million for marketing is not a lot, but that is what is that is what is publicly recorded. Here's the hitter. Budget of 145 million made a total global revenue. This is domestic, US, and international. With a budget of 145 million, globally made 22 million. Dude. When you say a flop, this is it didn't even make up for the reported marketing figure. That is impressive. How poorly this movie did. And I called it. I called it. That is sad. It did not this is the total revenue. This is and this info I gathered. And sorry if I'm repeating myself. I'm sure I took like 5 minutes to do some more researching, which Evan hopefully cut out. So I said a bunch of stuff, but then I got lost in researching. So I'm probably saying some of the stuff again. But that is, I mean, oh my gosh, I can't take my eyes away from the screen. I'm looking at my calculator with these numbers, and that is sad. That is a horrible movie. I never saw it. I refuse to see it, which is like, listen to me. If you're a bit older, mom, dad, Michael, if you're listening to this, hear me when I say this. This is a movie based off of one of the most popular video game franchises of the early 2000s, a franchise that is still being made now, a franchise that every other every other gamer in the world loves, and if they don't love it, they can recognize its popularity. Okay. So I'm explaining it for my folks who are listening, who don't understand why this is so incredible, because this is a video game that has reached a popularity of a global status when it comes to people who play games. So I'm saying this so you can share the absolute shock that I am feeling right now. I want you to feel the same amount of shock. I'm saying this so you too can understand how incredibly horrible of a turnout that is for a game of that popularity. And it's not an old game. It's old as in it started early 2000s, but it's still being made right now. New games. Borderlands 3 only came out a couple years ago. There's probably going to be a Borderlands 4. And the movie did this bad. I mean, it didn't even touch the marketing budget. It didn't even touch it. It didn't even touch the marketing budget. I mean, I will not say I believe any of these figures to be fact, because the companies can report whatever they want, you know. Again, the $30 million for marketing doesn't seem crazy. I hope they only spent $30 million for marketing, because if they did 2x their production, like most movies do for marketing, that's even sadder. $145 million they spent on this movie, and they got back 22 globally. And this isn't just opening weekend. These are reports, these are figures of opening weekend and a couple weeks after. 22 million total. That is not, I genuinely, and this might sound stupid, but this is a genuine guess, I almost think that just covered Kevin Hart's cost. I'm just saying. I think 22 million just barely covered Kevin Hart plus Jamie Lee Curtis's pay. That's because who the hell in 2024 cares about Jamie Lee Curtis? Great actress. Sorry, let me rephrase it. That was a little strong, but I am excited because of how horrible this is. Let me rephrase that. Who the hell cares about Jamie Lee Curtis in 2024 in a video game movie? Talk about not understanding your audience. This is an abortion of understanding your audience. This movie would have done better if all of the actors were people that that no one's really heard of. B-listers. And you might think I'm talking out of my ass on that one, but I'm not. I'm not. This movie, you know what? I am standing. I'm gonna stand by this. Clip this, Evan. This movie would have done better if the entire cast were B-list actors. If Kevin Hart wasn't in this, it would have done better. If Jamie Lee Curtis wasn't, you know who should be playing these characters? People who can actually play these video games. You think Jamie Lee Curtis bust out the PS5 controller, sat down and played Borderlands 3? She's never heard of this. She took it because it had a $sign, which, hey, do not think I'm mad at the actors. They made their money. It's the same thing with the Minecraft movie. It's the same thing with this movie. I'm not mad at the actors. No one should ever be mad at the actors. What? You're mad at them because they said yes to a giant ass paycheck? Seriously? The people who get mad at the actors, that doesn't make sense to me. You think it's the actor's choice to play these roles? Maybe 25% of the time. If the actor, if the director is an actor, if they had an in on the movie, if it's their friend's movie and they're like, let me play this, whatever. This is not the actor's fault. Let me make that clear. And you need to understand that. This is the fault of whatever old ass white dude was up there like, yes, going to make a Borderlands movie, yes. Borderlands is a popular video game played on the Xbox 360, yes. My son used to love that Borderlands 1 game that came out 25 years ago, yes. Yes. We shall make a movie. Who shall play the rambunctious cyberpunk lesbian? Yes, Jamie Lee Curtis, yes. Who should play the fun, big, 7-foot strong white man soldier who is known for being a character in the game that is ravenous and harsh and blunt and straight to the point and not that talkative? Yes, Kevin Hart, yes, it's the tiny little funny black man. Yes, the tiny little funny black man. He should play the 7-foot white man who is a hardened soldier. Yes. Yes. The Rock would have been a better choice. Honestly, I don't even like The Rock that much. He's a fun He's a fun actor. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying The Rock is bad. But The Rock would have been a better choice for the character that Kevin Hart played. The character that Kevin Hart played in the video game, I'm not just saying that to be funny. The character that Kevin Hart plays in this movie in the video game is this giant buff soldier who is like his whole character is just being hard and crass and, get the F out of my way, Duke Nukem style. Like, and then they're like, oh, who should we have this? Oh yeah, the 4-foot black comedian. Nice. They tried to go the star power angle. That's it. That's what killed them. I 100% believe that. That is what killed them. Is they tried so hard to go down the star power angle, and it screwed them in. I don't even want to use the F word. It fricked. They fricked themselves. Gosh, that is incredible. Man, that is exciting to hear. I'm so happy that movie did so horribly. Because I called it. I knew it. I knew it. The trailer was ass. It had nothing to do with the games. Jamie Lee Curtis. Again, Jamie Lee freaking Curtis. Who cares? Who cares? Borderlands? Jamie Lee Curtis? Her acting in the trailer was shit. And the whole point of the trailer is to show the best parts. And she was shit in the trailer. Jamie Lee Curtis? Oh my gosh, Jamie Lee freaking Curtis. And Kevin freaking Hart. Kevin effing Hart. What the shit, dude? Oh my gosh, it feels so good being so right. I didn't even break down the revenue for you guys yet. I told you 22 million global. How much of that do you think was domestic? And how much of that do you think was international? I will tell you, whatever you guess is not going to be correct. This movie should have done great in the U.S. And I'm not saying that because the video game Borderlands has any connection to the U.S. I'm just saying the U.S. is a big ass country with a big ass population, and a lot of that population loves video games. And Borderlands is an incredibly popular video game, and the fan base that was playing the first Borderlands are adults now who can go and see this movie by themselves. And $8.8 million came from the U.S. Came from the United States. I throw up on you, good sir. I bite my thumb. 13.2 million came from international. The U.S. is big, but it's not as big as the rest of the world. So I don't know if the international usually trends higher. 8. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna cry. It's so beautiful. I called it, and I was right. I'm sorry to my older folks who are listening right now, but the reason why this failed was because it was put in charge of some team of boomers, of some old 50, 60-year-old people who think they know what they're doing with this video game. Make a movie out of it. Oh, yes. Who do we want? Yes. Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh, yes. I'm going to have Jamie Lee Curtis play this one. Kevin Hart, he's such a funny man. Who directed it? Who should we shame? Eli Roth. Eli Roth. Eli Roth, let me take a look at you. Eli Roth, you suck. You suck. What other movies has Mr. Eli Roth directed? Let's take a look. Eli Roth has directed Restaurant Dogs, 1994, Chowder Heads, 1995. So Restaurant Dogs was a short. Chowder Heads was a TV series. His first movie, Cabin Fever, 2002. Video, The Rotten Fruit, 2003. Movie, Hostel, 2005. Movie, Grindhouse, 2007. Hostel Part 2, 2007. Inglourious Basterds. What the hell? That's not Inglourious Basterds. This is must be a different Inglourious Basterds. Hemlock Grove was a TV series, 2013, one episode. Nice. The Green Inferno. Oh, gosh, he directed that? Oh, goodness. Oh, gosh. If you guys don't know what The Green Inferno is, it is like a horrifying film. And I mean horrifying. Oh, my gosh. He directed this? Goodness. All right, back to... Sorry, I got distracted there, guys. The Green Inferno, 2013. Knock Knock, 2015. The TV series South of Hell, 2015, 1 episode. Death Wish, 2018, The House with a Clock in Its Walls, 2018. Finn, 2021, Eli Roth's Haunted. Oh, this is a VR short. Nice, dude. Thanksgiving, 2023. Borderlands, 2024. Wow. That is, gosh, that just feels so good. That feels so good. Also, yeah, Jack Black was in the Borderlands movie, and he played the voice of Claptrap. Hey, the clips I watched, he did fine. Claptrap is not Claptrap as much as shit I just talked about Jack Black. He was, and from the start was always going to be a good Claptrap, just because it's a fun character. He Claptrap is a robot and is like a main character in Borderlands. It's like the first character you meet in like the whole movie. Yeah, it's just a really really goofy voice. So yeah, no, Jack Black was fine. And guess what? The same thing. Oh, here I go again. I'm gonna go back on IMDb because I'm gonna look up who is directing the Minecraft movie. Jared Hess. All right, Jared, show me your movies. Hey, okay, interesting. Jared Hess has directed 5 movies. 2004, Napoleon Dynamite, and 2006, Nacho Libre. Two hitters right off the start. Not too mad about that. Great movies, really goofy. Stupid comedy, which is good comedy. Gentlemen Broncos, 2009, never heard of it. Don Verdian, I don't know, 2015, never heard of it. Masterminds, 2016, never heard of it. And now Minecraft, 2025, heard of it. Wish I never did. But Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre, 2 great starts. All to throw it all away 20 years later for Minecraft. This is going to be such a long episode, but I can't get over this. Minecraft, like the fact that this is the movie that it's getting, the movie that we've seen on this stupid trailer, the fact that this is the movie that it's getting, Minecraft. There have only been a handful of household video game names. A handful. Let's name some. Or first of all, what do I mean by that? Names of video games that even the tech illiterate soccer mom knows. She might not know what the video game is, but she knows it when she hears it, and she knows that her son or daughter likes it. How many times has this happened? Let's go ahead and do a little think tank, okay? Fortnite, obviously. Minecraft, obviously. Again, if you're a parent listening to this right now, you've heard of Minecraft. You've probably said it. You've probably said the word Minecraft because someone asked you, "Hey, what games does your son and daughter like?" Oh, they like playing Minecraft, or they like watching Minecraft YouTube videos, or he wants to have a Minecraft themed birthday party, or like. I'm not saying you know the video game, but I'm saying this is a household name. Fortnite, Minecraft, Call of Duty. Might I argue Pokemon? What else? I'm looking around my room. Like, these are video games that are household names. Household. My grandpa knows Pokemon. He doesn't know what the hell Pokemon is. He doesn't even say it. He says Pokemans. You're still 22 and you still like Pokemon. Yes, Grandpa, I love Pokemon as a 22-year-old. Minecraft is probably the greatest video game of all time. What do I mean by that? Hmm? That should be the catchphrase of this entire podcast. This whole show is just the amount of times I say, "What do I mean by that?" when I go to explain something I just said because I'm trying to kill time. What do I mean by that? I don't even know what I said. What did I say? Minecraft. What do I mean by that? What I mean is Minecraft is my generation did not grow up with the internet, but grew up with it as it was evolving. And we were super, super young playing Minecraft on our iPods, and everyone knew Minecraft. And we all grew up, and I just got done playing Minecraft. Like last week, I played Minecraft like that whole week, and it was fun by myself, relaxing. Minecraft is the quintessential video game. I don't know how else to put it. It's not too complex that that everyone can be on board, but it's not too simple that it's boring. Everyone enjoys Minecraft. And this is the shit that it gets. This is its cinematic legacy. Are you joking? Are you kidding me? This is it? This is it. Seriously. This is a history-making video game. History-making. And if you don't believe that, then you don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm not trying to be rude or biased, but if you don't believe what I'm saying, and that it just means you don't know enough about the history of this video game and what it's done for video games and video game players. And this is the shit that it's getting: a lousy performance by washed up fat ass Jack Black and Jason Momoa wearing a 4-foot wig. And this is the movie that the greatest video game ever is getting. I mean, I don't even. Borderlands was a fail, a huge fail. But it's like, okay, Borderlands is insanely popular, but it's not Minecraft popular. So it's like, you know what? They screwed the pooch on that one. The marketers clearly didn't know what they were doing. They didn't know who to market it to. It's a movie that 15-year-old to 30-year-olds, that's your market for Borderlands, and you put in freaking Jamie Lee freaking Curtis. Fine, fail. But this is going to be horrible. Unfortunately, it's not going to do that bad. Why? Because Borderlands does not have... Everyone knows what Minecraft is. Not everyone knows what Borderlands is. So, there's going to be a lot of people going to see it just because it's Minecraft. So, Borderlands didn't have that luxury because not everyone knows what Borderlands is. No parent is going to be dragged to the theater by her 12-year-old children to go see the Borderlands movie. No, they're going to do this for the Minecraft movie though. It's going to do better. I don't know if it's going to make a return. Borderlands certainly didn't. I don't know if it's going to make a return. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't. I do want it to fail, though. Because I'm evil. Because I'm evil, and I want these freaking companies to realize how stupid they are. I'm not saying I'm right, but damn it, I can find you 1,000 other people that will agree with me. I am not everything that I've said is not unique to me. This is something that everyone else in my demographic, the people that they were shooting for, I'm saying what all of them are thinking or saying too. So I am Jared Hess started out with Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre. Bangers. Bangers. Nacho Libre would be a more universal movie than Napoleon Dynamite. You have to have a special sense of humor for Napoleon Dynamite or just enjoy nonsense movies. But Nacho Libre is more of a family, like Napoleon Dynamite is not a family comedy. What do I mean by that? Like, it's not one that like the whole family always wants to throw on. Like, it's the one that like the dad and the son love because it's stupid and they get to go funny. Not Nacho Libre on the other hand can pass as a family comedy. It's completely clean. I don't think there's any cussing in it. It's hilarious. It's a classic. And now with the Minecraft movie. Let's do some Am I the Assholes, all right? It is time to get into some Am I the Assholes here on the Something Cafe. Let's take a look. We're just going to go through these randomly. Let's read some titles and then let's see if we dig it. Am I the asshole for ruining my friend's vacation? Boring. Am I the asshole for telling my parents to think about whether they want to stay with me after my mom gave me this time? What? Hold on. I know. Too much. Am I the asshole for refusing to babysit my dad's fiance's kids during their wedding? Boring. Am I the asshole for telling my little sister she's insane for taking the door off her daughter's bedroom door as a punishment? Yes. All right, let's check it out. Am I the asshole for telling my little sister she's insane for taking the door off of her daughter's bedroom door as punishment? I, 34 female, told my little sister, 32 female, so little sister by 2 years, that she was turning into our mentally unstable mother and was ruining her relationship with her daughter, Sydney, 12 years old, just like our mother did with us. So we got I, 34, which is the person writing this, the little sister parent, 32 female, and Sydney is the 12-year-old daughter. For context, Sydney is a really good girl. She's homeschooled. There's your first mistake. She's going to turn into a weirdo for sure. She's homeschooled, very sheltered, heavily involved in the Girl Scouts. Better. My sister controls literally every aspect of her life. Sydney has been acting out in quotations lately. Example, saying no to chores and refusing to cooperate. Something that I think is pretty normal for this age. I have 4 kids, 3 of which have gone through puberty, as all should. It's obvious to me Sydney is acting out as a way to establish some independence and doesn't have the tools to be able to express this need to my sister. Defiance is obviously something that needs to be addressed, but I think my sister would have a much better outcome with a compassionate conversation with Sydney. I know it's not my place, but I believe with my whole heart that it's time for her to let Sydney know she is so proud of her and trusts her to do her best to make good choices, and is going to give her more freedoms to positively reinforce her good choices, not the opposite. Also, 2 days after this whole ordeal, Sydney started her first period, so I know this was all likely a hormonal surge and should have been met with compassion, not anger and punishment. Now, I haven't had my period yet, but we have one more paragraph to go, and so far, what I'm hearing is fine. I agree. Like, if I don't know what my period's going to feel like when I do have it, but I'm a little anxious. And what I do know about periods as a male is loco. So, yeah, a girl's first period sounds stressful. I'm going to be stressed for my first period. So, all of it sounds normal. Yeah, 12 years old, saying no to chores, like, again, we're getting a biased entry here. This is just from one side, but seems right. Okay, here we go. Anyway, Sydney Sydney didn't want to go to the Girl Scouts. She had to compete against the other girls sprinting, I think, for a badge, and was too embarrassed at the thought of losing. So she flat out refused to go. My sister was so upset with her. She didn't ask her why she didn't want to go. She didn't ask her why she didn't want to go. She just became really heated, and things somehow escalated to the point where my sister took away all of Sydney's privileges, electronics, phone, even books, and told her she was only allowed to leave her bedroom to go to the bathroom. The next day, when my sister was bringing Sydney her lunch, she caught her reading, and my sister lost her mind. She threw Sydney's lunch on her bed and said, "The next step is calling the police. And trust me, your treatment here is far better than the treatment you'll receive in jail." Sydney responded through tears, "Okay, call them." So my sister walked away while pretending to call the police. When she came back, she removed Sydney's door from her bedroom and said that the police told her to do that first, and the next step was jail. I honestly feel like this is borderline abusive. My sister and I have always been very close and promised to let each other know if we were turning into our mom. I did that, and she's not talking to me. Am I the asshole? Should I just let her parent the way she seems fit, even if it's going to destroy her relationship with her kids and with me? Damn. Yeah, I mean, your sister definitely got, there's a little bit of, wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah. Grounding, this is not a case where it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she's spanking her kid. No, like, discipline is always necessary for children. Like that's just called parenting. But this isn't parent. I would call this abuse. Yeah. I wouldn't say abuse in the most harshest of terms, but I would say abuse if all of this is true. Taking away electronics, phone, and books, taking her door off, telling her she's a 12-year-old girl, telling her that she's gonna call the police on her, and then taking her door off. I mean, I think the main character here, the older sister, is right for telling her little sister that she is insane. Yes, I think that is true. Maybe the little sister has something going on, and it's making her stressed and eschewing her parenting. I'm not defending her parenting. I think that's pretty messed up, all of that. But let's part of trying to fix this is also trying to figure out why it's happening. So why is it happening? Wow. Yeah, I think the little sister needs to show some more compassion to her daughter, given that she was also a 12-year-old with their first period at some point in time, unless she actually is a monster. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Who wouldn't think that this is crazy? Like, to put this in Reddit, am I the asshole, is like, all right. Like, I'm gonna read the last few sentences again. I honestly feel like this is borderline abusive. My sister and I have always been very close and promised to let each other know if we were turning into our mom. I did that, and now she's not talking to me. Am I the asshole? Should I just let her parent the way she sees fit, even if it's going to destroy her relationship with her kids and me? You're not the asshole. I definitely don't think you needed to come to Reddit, of all places, to figure that out. I doubt you are actually wondering if you're the asshole. I think you know that you're not. I think this is a very clear case. I think that you are I think that you are having a hard time with this, because this is your sister after all, and it's not fun to tell your family anything. It's not fun to tell your family that they're doing something wrong in the first place. I do not think you are questioning if you're the asshole or not. I think you know you're not the asshole. I think you wanted to bring this to the forums. I would say 50% validation. You just wanted to hear people say that you did the right thing, but usually I don't like that. I don't like the self-aggrandizing kind of self-flatulating like, "Oh, am I the asshole for saving a little kitten with 4 broken legs?" Like, you know you're not the asshole. But the reason why I'll let this one slide, though, and the reason why I don't think this is coming from being braggadocious is because this seems like a really difficult situation. This seems very hard to do, and God forbid she got a little bit of consolation from random strangers on Reddit. I think you know you're not the asshole, but I wouldn't say you are trying to be braggadocious or trying to get attention, because honestly, this would put me through a lot of stress. And even random losers on Reddit saying that I'm doing the right thing, that would help just a little bit. But yeah, not the asshole. Let's see what some commenters think. People saying you are not the bad guy. Yeah, not the bad guy. Not the bad guy. People are saying that it is abusive. I would agree. Yeah. Now, should you keep trying to do something about it? No. You do what you can without crossing the line. Do not turn this into your problem. Keep this as your sister's problem and try to help in any way you can, but do not make yourself a main character in this game, because at the end of the day, if no one is being harmed, do not directly step in and try to do anything, because this didn't say if Sydney was this lady's first kid. Who knows what's going on? I'm not defending the little sister for being a shitty parent, but we are never going to know the whole story. So, not the asshole. Moving on. What's up next? Am I the asshole for refusing to go to my sister's wedding? Boring. Am I the asshole for refusing to share my Lucky Charm at work, even though what the hell? Oh, I can't. Oh, yeah, perfect. This is just short enough. Okay. Am I the asshole for refusing to share my Lucky Charm at work, even though my coworkers are upset about it? First of all, are you 10 years old? And are you friends with Sydney? I don't even okay. From the title, I already don't like you, because this just okay. So I, female 29. Let's stop right there. 29 years old, and the title is for refusing to share my Lucky Charm at work, even though my coworkers are upset about it. And you're 29. This Lucky Charm better, this Lucky Charm better have me walking out to my car and turning it on and realizing my gas tank is now full for some reason. For being 29. Okay. I, female 29, have a strange little ritual at work. For context, I work in a high-stress environment and things can get intense pretty quickly. To keep myself calm, I always bring this tiny, quirky figurine to my desk that I call my Lucky Charm. It's a goofy-looking duck with a top hat. Yeah, weird, I know, but it works. I've had it for years, and whenever I'm stressed or feeling overwhelmed, I glance at it and it gives me a moment to breathe. Recently, my coworker started to notice my little charm and began jokingly asking if they could borrow it for good luck during their own stressful times. At first, I thought they were kidding, but it quickly became clear that they were serious. One coworker even tried to take it off my desk as a joke, and I stopped them. Here's where things get a little weird. It's already weird, but here's where things get a little weird. When I refused to let them borrow it, some of my coworkers got upset, saying I was being selfish for acting like a child with a toy. They argued that we all deal with stress, and if something as simple as a silly figurine helps, it should be shared for the good of the team. I stood my ground, though. The thing is, the thing has sentimental value, and it's something I always kept to myself. I don't want it passed around or lost. Now I'm getting passive aggressive comments and even a bit of a cold shoulder from some people. Am I the asshole for refusing to share my lucky charm with my coworkers, even though they're upset about it? This is this is an upsetting post. This is I don't even I you're not the asshole, but I think your parents are the asshole because they missed something. Because I don't know, I can't even believe a 29-year-old wrote this. Even if this was a 20-year-old, I would be. No, you're not the asshole. Obviously, you are not. Okay, you are not the asshole. I'm going to what's the word? I'm going to insult you in a couple of seconds, but I do want to get on the board that I do not think you are the asshole. But my insult is you are stupid and a child. If this is even that important to you, if you have something that's like actually like, um, I have a keychain on my keys. Like I have a keychain that my little brother gave me that I've had on my keys since I was like in high school. Is it important to me? Yeah. Does it have sentimental value to it? Yeah. Is it something that I think about a lot? No. Is it something that I even give more than 5 seconds of thought to? No. Why? Because it's a stupid little keychain that I like, that my brother gave me, that has sentimental value, but it doesn't. It's not. I don't give it any credit. I don't. You should never give anything physical credit. Like, I stood my ground, though. This has sentimental value and is something I've always kept to myself. I don't want it passed around or lost. The fact that you're saying I don't want it passed around or lost. It's like you shouldn't. Yeah, I agree. Nothing of yours should. If it's yours, even as stupid as this, you you should be the one who controls how it's being used. But at the same time, I don't even know why you had to think about this. It sounds like if you didn't need to come to Reddit for this, then your coworkers would be the childish ones and you would be fine. But I don't know why you even gave this. Like, if this happened to me and someone at work was like, "Hey, like," and it's so stupid because it's not. It doesn't even have a purpose. This isn't real. This whole luck thing, like that's not even. This isn't an actual thing. I get it if it was like. I mean, I wouldn't get it, but like something like this that actually happens, like people get pissy about food or money or nicer items at the desk, like a nicer chair, blah, blah, blah. Like, if it was a really nice chair, that there was only one nice chair and all the other ones were broken, and you and your team were kind of picky people by like, she stole the chair when I got up to go use the bathroom. That, yeah. But this is stupid. This is stupid. You are not the asshole, but you are a child, and you should have just not even you should have not even thought about this for more than 10 seconds. You should have instantly just said, "You guys are weird. Shut up." So, not the asshole, but stupid. Let's do one more. Okay. Am I the asshole for standing my ground on taking a car back that I gifted to a 19-year-old? Already, yes, you're the asshole. But let's get into it. This is not my child, but the child of my significant other. Okay. So, previously divorced husband. So, I don't know if this is a man. Okay, this is a woman, or I don't know who this is. But this is not my child, but the child of my significant other. Does that what that means? Okay. So this is their boyfriend or girlfriend's. Does significant other also mean husband and wife if they're married? Well, I'm guessing they aren't married yet, but the significant other is a previously divorced person with a previous child from the previous marriage. So this child is the writer's, you could say, stepchild, but not officially. Okay. So unofficial stepchild. This is not my child, but the child of my significant other. First, said child said what? First, child said that he couldn't get a job because he didn't have a car. Well, I was planning on getting a new car, so I said he could have the car for free. A 2009 GMC Yukon with about 150,000 miles on it. Damn. That's yeah. As he would get the car for free as long as he obtained a full-time job within 2 months. The registration was paid for, as well as 6 months of insurance. So I took the job excuse off the table. I stated title wouldn't be signed over until the stipulations have been met. That's fine. This was back in May. He has had multiple job opportunities, but they haven't been what he wanted. Now he says he just doesn't want a full-time job right now unless it was working with animals, which he has no experience and therefore nobody would hire him. I even told him that the local pet store was hiring almost 3 weeks ago, yet no job. My friends are telling me I am an asshole for taking the car back, but is still in my name, and it's not, and it is just rotting in his driveway, and he is now just outright refusing to work. All right. First of all, you were two options. You wrote this while having a seizure, or you wrote this on a really shitty Ferris wheel, because there's a lot of spell checks in here. But not a lot of details to go off of, but that's fine. Shorter the better for these. I will say the Something Cafe deems you kind of, but not really an asshole. Why? You're right. This is not your child. It's not in this kid's name whatsoever. You gave it to him for free. You gave him stipulations with which, when you're giving someone for free, or if let me reverse it. If you're getting something from someone for free and they're giving you stipulations that are reasonable, that is amazing. Just meet the expectations that they gave you. Getting a job in 2 months with a bar as low as any job, because that's what it sounds like. I mean, he said he wanted to work with animals, but if it's true that he had a bunch of job opportunities and the local pet store was hiring, that is, I'm not going to say that's an easy task. I'm going to say that's a doable task, because I was in those shoes like a year or so ago when I was looking for jobs, and I get it. You don't want to like just go straight to McDonald's without looking at all your other better options, but at the same time, this isn't a life where you can pick and choose for some things. You know, you either have to get lucky, or you've got connections, or you work you worked hard enough on something that gave you the credentials to get something more than McDonald's. But from the info that we were given, doesn't really sound like any of that is there. So no, you are not the asshole. The car is still in your name. You gave it to him for free, and if he's not getting a job, yeah, dude, you are not the asshole. The first comment says, "Not the asshole. The car was a reward for something he hasn't done yet. Maybe taking the car will give him the motivation to actually do the task." Fair enough. EMD boy. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, my friend. All right. Well, look, a little bit of a longer episode, but I enjoyed this one. We got a rant about a lot of good stuff. 2.5 hours. Damn. Well, I don't know if the cockroach is still over there. I'm a little nervous, but ladies and gentlemen, thank you for stopping by the Something Cafe. I've been your host, Celestino Dooley. You can get more from the Something Cafe by going to the links in the description. We've got links to the articles, to the videos that we watched today. We've got that's where you can find the merch, the social medias, everything, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you want to listen to this, listen to it there. Please rate us on whatever platform you are using. And thank you. Come back next week, but thank you, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for stopping by the Something Cafe. Have a good day.